warm good morning to the parents and the students. First of all, I wish to thank all the friends who are sending likes for the online classes, and I want to add congratulations to the management for their earnest effort. So, let's begin the lesson. Today, I am going to start with class 9. The name of the lesson is Democracy in the Contemporary World. Now, before we go to this lesson, if you see your book, the name of the book is Democratic Politics. Now, if anybody will ask you, what is the meaning of democracy? Explain in one sentence. So there is a simple definition for that. Democracy is based on the principle of equality. In other words, we all are equal before the law. A person can be rich or poor, high or low. We are all equal before the law. Next, you come to the word politics. This also has a simple meaning. The word politics is associated with the activities carried by the government to run the state. For example, a golden thing is that adult franchise. The meaning of franchise is the right to vote. Any Indian who has completed 18 years or above has the right to vote. This is the simple meaning. Now, let me focus on the chapter. One thing you remember, you must ask questions if you don't understand. Now, see here. Make sure you keep your pen and paper with you. Democracy in the contemporary world. Now, what is the meaning of democracy? There is no need to go in the traditional definition of democracy. A simple definition of democracy is a state governed by elected representatives. Now, representatives mean the members of the Lok Sabha and the members of the Vidhan Sabha whom the people elect. Get this in your mind. Clear? If you please take a piece of paper and a writing pen, you can write this definition. Just first you listen what I am telling. A form of government in which the people can vote for representatives to govern the state on their behalf. We cannot rule by ourselves, because the moment we do something, we start fighting. So, we have to elect our representatives in the Lok Sabha and the Vidhan Sabha. They will help us in governing the country. Clear? Now, see this word, contemporary. Contemporary meaning occurring or originating at the same time. Rajat, there he is sitting, and over there Adnan is there. Both are contemporaries, meaning belonging to the same class and of the same age. If you go in literature, you will find Greek literature contemporary to New Testament. This one is also important. Contemporary meaning happening at the same time. Clear? Now, see these points you have to understand. More than half of the independent countries in the world are democracies. Meaning, all over the world, this system, democracy, has been very popular. Yesterday I just looked up at the net and saw there are 167 democratic countries in the world. Out of that, sovereign state is 166, mind you, and 164 are members of the United Nations. Now we don't have to break our head for the figures. Simply you see that democracy is the best system. Keep it in mind. Now, there is a big but over there. See this one. It is from your lesson. You have to read the lesson. The expansion of democracy had not been smooth and straight. There are so many impediments, meaning difficulties. And one difficulty is the tempest. Tempest meaning storm, and storm meaning coup. See the spelling, C-O-U-P. It is also called coup, meaning sudden capture of the power by the military leaders. I'll come to that. Now, in the note you will find democracy remains an unstable and uncertain. We'll discuss later on why it is unstable and uncertain for some reasons, but the way of democracy is filled with ups and downs, meaning undulating. Elected government suddenly dismissed by the military leaders who captured the power. So, just see here. I hope you understand this. Now, the main topic of our book. See the word C-O-U-P. It is called coup. And this coup happened on 11 September 1973 in Chile. Chile is a country in Latin America. Now, first you see the definition of coup. A sudden violent seizure, S-E-I-Z-U-R-E, meaning capture of power from an elected government. You understand this one? Now, on 11 September 1973, Allende was the president. He was working very smoothly and he was respected by the people. But this general, whose name was General Augusto Pinochet, he led the coup. See this one. General Augusto Pinochet led the coup. And the defense minister of Allende was arrested. And the military took possession of the seaport. And the full country was under the gun. And President Allende was assassinated. So, what happened is the country was in turmoil. The country was in turmoil. Now, what happened is, when General Pinochet took over the administration, the elected representatives were dismissed and the authority was passed to the military officers. Now, second thing, democracy was tortured and stunned. And what happened over there? Military dictatorship was established. Military dictatorship was established. Now, the country was under one-man control under the dictatorship of General Augusto Pinochet. Freedom of the press was banned, no freedom to the press. Then democratic rights were suspended. The people had no voice to say. That was the dark days going on. This went on for 17 years. This went on for 17 years. Then what happened? General Augusto Pinochet, he took a referendum in the year 1998. Now, what happens in this referendum? It is very clear. A general vote by a country's electorate on a single political question that referred to them for decision. In other words, the people has to express yes or no. Usually what happens in a referendum is the military dictator who is in power, he does malpractice and makes it yes. So this was also done here, but the government of General Augusto Pinochet, it failed to live up to the wishes of the people. And what we see, the military dictatorship in Chile led by General Augusto Pinochet fell like a house of cards. And again we see the building of democracy coming up, tall, triumphant. And this credit goes to here General Bachelet, who was put behind the bars. This lady, she was elected by the people and she became the president of Chile. Her name is Michelle Bachelet. One thing, students, you must remember what we learn from Chile. A country cannot be kept under the boots of the military leaders. The people of the country, they want their own voice. And the voice of the people is democracy. That is what we started here, a state governed by the wishes of the people. So, my last word is 3 cheers for democracy. All the best.